There was not a single moment while I was playing this game that I felt uniqueness. In fact, I felt like I was playing its older cousin, Nioh 2, all over again, from the character creation to the visuals. And yet, there was something about this game that caught my attention. It was not the polish, because that is little in it, or the story, which, if you played any Souls-like game, you already know the story is not the main focus. No. I thought about the soundtrack, because it's gorgeous. But no, it was not that. I think it was, or like, I think it were the glimpses of Nioh 2 challenging but fun combat, though with horrible tutorials. Trust, if you go on Reddit, you see many people died in the first boss because the game did not explain. The game just assumed that you had played Nioh 2, even though they are not even the same franchise. They're not like even part of the same series, you know? But honestly, it's just one of the issues, one of the many issues plaguing this raw diamond called Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Welcome everyone, I'm the GAYmer On A Budget, and this is my review of Wolong Fallen Dynasty for the Xbox One, available on Game Pass, on my segment called For starters, it's impossible not to call it Chinese Nioh. Everything is so similar, visually and combat-wise. Oh, and story-wise. You're a nameless soldier that finds a mysterious person who helps them with a mysterious power that can help bring peace to the kingdom due to a mysterious substance called elixir and its mysterious effects that brings about demons, I guess. In all honesty, the story is all over the place. But the soundtrack is so beautiful that you might feel inclined to embark on this generic journey, and you will have fun with it. And yes, let it be known, Wolong Fallen Dynasty is a fun game. The combat is intricate and absolutely juicy. So many weapons to choose, so many different builds to try out. This is the game's strongest aspect. The type of player you are will dictate the flow of combat, and not necessarily otherwise. I remember playing Code Vein, another Souls-like game, though much more anime-like, with a better story, by the way. But, and like, although I love it, A, because the plot was really good, and B, because of the character customization, probably the best in the genre, I felt the combat was stiff, just like in Dark Souls. I think Dark Souls combat is stiff as, you know. Wolong lets you live your House of the Flying Dagger, your hero, your Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon fantasy. I'm a sucker for martial arts movies, and I felt like I was part of a Zhang Yimou movie, from the artistry in animation to the newest soundtrack, another very strong aspect of the game. I dare say this game wouldn't be as good if it wasn't for its powerful, layered, and potent soundtrack. So, well done, Kenichiro Suehiro. Like it's just a masterpiece, one of the best out there. Now, for the bad part, or parts. The loading time is excruciatingly, horribly long. Oh my god, What a pain! And the game will lose points with me due to crashing right after one of its many painful hard bosses. So it's never gonna get a 10. Spoiler alert, it's not gonna get a 10, right? I also feel it's very, very much like a Chinese version of Neo 2, to the point where it assumes you've played Neo enough to remember its controls. If you search online, you will find so many threads of people having difficulties in the first boss, not because the game per se, but because the tutorials simply do not explain what to do, what buttons to press to end that freaking fight. Your sidekick shouts wrong commands, so it's also very distracting, and the lack of explanation permeates the game. And although the game is available from the get-go for Game Pass users, my time is precious enough to be spent with bad tutorials. Trust, the game's difficulty, though not as frustratingly hard as Neo 2, in most parts, is frustratingly difficult enough without us being sabotaged by its own tutorials. This is the thing with Souls-like games. If you're gonna give me a horribly inhumane challenge, then your product must not crash right after I kill a freaking boss. That's not fair. That's not fun. So, do better. Right? The camera is also erratic in many instances, to the point where it gets a bit frustrating at times. Like, you try to find, you're trying to have a better look at the boss or at the enemy, because in some stages, enemies are like boss level enemies, you know, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating, especially because it is a kung fu game, so leaps and cartwheels happen at every nanosecond. So that is that. Oh, and also the animation is lovely. You see, this is one of the, going back to the good parts again. This is one of the best aspects of this game. The animation, the character is like the wind. You know, it's like water. It's so ethereal. Male and female character. I have seen many martial arts movies, and you know, they flow like the elements. So beautiful. It's so beautiful to see it. It's a shame that the camera hinders the experience quite a bit, I would say. Overall, I'd say Wolong Final Dynasty is a rough gem that needs polish. And when and if it gets it, it will blind us with its brilliance. I assure you, the atmosphere is one of the best in the genre. The combat and soundtrack will make you want to watch or rewatch most martial arts movies, and will make you fall in love with China's Han Dynasty. But it needs polish. It's not up to debate. It needs it. Developers, give this game some polish, please. It's brimming with potential to become a very interesting kung fu series. And I don't know about you, but I love me some Chinese mythology. So, with that being said, I give Wolong Fallen Dynasty an 8.5. Thank you for watching, and what do you think about the game? Write a comment down below, subscribe today, and check the channel for more videos and more content. I'll see you all. Bye bye.